In the previous video, I showed you how to prepare these delicious spaghetti with wild garlic. But in today's video, I'm going to show you some amazing techniques to preserve not only wild garlic, but any other fresh herb you have at home, such as basil, for example. The idea is always the same. Pick the herbs in their season at the moment when they have the most flavor, and then you preserve them for the whole year. So let's skip the talk and start cooking. The simplest technique to preserve your fresh herbs is to freeze them. But you can't just take the fresh herb, throw it directly into a bag and put it in the cold freezer. Because when you go to defrost them, you might not like what you find. The correct technique for here is the best way to freeze herbs. Choose only the leaves that are in absolutely pristine condition, wash them, dry them, and when I say dry them, you have to dry them very, very well. That's why I put them carefully on top of a soft cloth and then thoroughly dry them off with a clean, dry towel, because if there's any moisture left behind, as the song says, that moisture will end up completely breaking down the structure of the leaves. They will stick to each other, and this will ruin them not only in terms of flavor, but also from an aesthetic point of view. Once they're dry, you can put them inside a freezer bag. Don't press them too much because it will be easier to take them out later and then put them in the freezer. I recommend making small bags. The best option is to freeze just the amount you need to use at one time. Freeze in one bag the number of leaves you need for one use. So when you open this single bag, you use all of it. So remember, it is better to have several bags with small portions than one huge bag with a bunch of herbs inside. Yet, this technique allows you to freeze your leaves for at least 10 or even 12 months. An interesting technique is to make a flavorful paste. We take our fresh herbs and boil them for 2 full minutes. Meanwhile, we carefully prepare an ice water bath. We take out our herbs and immediately put them in the cold ice water. This is absolutely essential because this specific process is what this method ensures that the mixture keeps that beautiful, vibrant green color throughout the process. First, we make sure to dry the fresh herbs very well before we carefully cut them into smaller pieces. They really don't have to be chopped too small. It's just a simple step to help the blender process them more easily. Next, we blend everything together with a good amount of oil until it is smooth. Once you have finished blending everything thoroughly, you're going to strain the liquid through a fine mesh to remove all the remaining fibrous parts and solids. Once you have finished preparing the mixture, you will transfer it carefully into a glass jar and place it in the refrigerator or even in the freezer. Because this mixture has a high oil content, this paste will turn into a sort of granita, which makes it incredibly convenient and practical when you need to take out the exact portion required for your recipe. Another very good idea is to also consider putting it into an ice cube tray for easy storage, because this way you can use them as individual portions. You put it in there, put it in the freezer. Once it has set and become hard, you take it out and simply put it into a freezer bag. Then whenever you happen to need a single cube of this, you can simply take it out and put it wherever you want. For example, if you're making a dish like spaghetti with clams or with mussels or simply with fresh fish, you take one of these out at the very end and do the final finishing touch. That is, when the pasta is perfectly ready, you add one of these frozen cubes, saute it all together, and the thermal shock that occurs will create a super fantastic pasta, sauce, or cream. And delicious cream that will enhance the flavors. And you can do this right at the last moment because this technique allows you not only to get a cream but also to better preserve the flavors and aromas of the herbs, because this way you're not cooking them. Speaking of herbs, if you like spaghetti with mussels, which I'll leave you the link to the video up here, and you try this little trick, your spaghetti will be completely transformed. You'll get an incredible explosion of flavor. And I'm sure you'll use this specific technique all the time in your future recipes. Another sensational idea is to make a delicious infused oil. To do this, we're going to take our fresh leaves and chop them up roughly, just so we don't clog up our blender along with the oil. For this preparation, I recommend using a high-quality grapeseed oil for this recipe because it is a perfectly neutral oil with very little flavor of its own. This way, the final product you end up with will be a vibrant oil that tastes entirely and purely of fresh wild garlic. Once you've finished blending it, you can transfer it into a jar and cook it in a bain-marie for an hour. If you have a sous vide machine for low temperature cooking, you can use it for this recipe and it will be much better. For example, what do? I put all the oil we just blended into a freezer bag. I vacuum seal it with the vacuum machine. So what have we basically done? We've stopped it just before reaching the point where the machine is going to seal it, and I put it inside the pot or inside the device you have for low temperature cooking and set it to 65 degrees Celsius for 90 minutes. If you like low temperature cooking and want to know more, I highly recommend that you visit my official website at cocinaconmarco.com. Once the cooking time is up, we carefully take the bag out and immediately put it into a bowl of ice water to cool it down as quickly as possible. Once we've done this, what remains of the mixture we'll put into some containers, bottles. If you have bottles like these made of dark glass, it will keep better. If you don't have a bottle with dark glass, you can do this. Put it in a regular bottle, close it tightly, and then wrap it in newspaper. This way the sun's rays won't penetrate, and your oil will keep much better for a longer time. Did you like this little trick? Then subscribe because it really helps me a lot. Thank you for your support. Oil made this way should last you for at least several months. As time goes by, it will slowly and gradually lose its effectiveness. Aromas. What do I do with the flavored oil? A ton of things. I love to put it on top of bruschettas. My pizza with cherry tomatoes, arugula, and Parmigiano Reggiano. Oh my, it's sensational. But not just that, you can also use it on boiled potatoes. If you drizzle this oil on top, this green oil that you can see has this beautiful color. It's sensational. The fragrance, the aroma is also wonderful. So beautiful to look at. With this technique, I also preserve the sprouts. Look how pretty they are. Normally, those sprouts, when it gets warmer, open up and produce beautiful flowers. Let me remind you that the flowers are the part of this plant with the spiciest flavor. So it's kind of the opposite. Sometimes the flowers are the most delicate part in this type of herb. However, they are actually the spiciest, strongest, and most aromatic part. Since I found them still closed, I do the same process we've done before. I don't blend them. I put them directly, pour them into the glass jar with oil, and place them in a water bath or at a very low temperature. I let it cook for 90 minutes and then let it rest for a few days. This will later become a truly delicious appetizer. You open that jar, take one out with a toothpick or a small fork. This is for appetizers and you can eat it. It still stays a bit crunchy. It has a very interesting, very unique garlic flavor. You're going to surprise your guests if you do something like this. Honestly, I recommend it. It's really amazing. You can also use it on top of salads. You can put it wherever you want. Another technique to preserve it is also to dry it. So, what do? I wash the leaves well, dry them, and then place them on a rack in an environment where there isn't too much heat. So don't put them in the oven, don't put them under direct sunlight. This is because too much heat. And also intense sunlight will make the leaves lose their beautiful vibrant color. And also lose some of their aroma. Like all spices, they are delicate. After a few days, depending on the specific humidity levels in your house, these leaves will become hard, dry, and crispy. You can break them with your hands and put them in a jar. Then, when you need some, take a bit of this dried garlic and sprinkle it over the meat, just like a dry rub. You can use it in various culinary preparation. For example, I personally don't like regular dried garlic at all. It has a flavor and a pungent smell that are simply way too strong for my taste. But wild garlic that has been dried from the leaves is something completely different. It's much more delicate, and it is much more elegant. So, if you want to make a high-quality dry rub and use this specific kind of garlic, oh my, it's absolutely sensational. With this dried garlic, you can always make a fragrant aromatic salt. If you've never made one before, aromatic salt, don't worry. I'll leave the link for that up here as well. You can go see how I make my own aromatic salts. They're fantastic. They're made with fresh herbs that are hand-mixed with salt in just the right proportion. And then you have your little jar of herb salt that you can use whenever you want. I use it in a ton of dishes, usually with meat or fish. I put it on practically everything. Why am I talking about salt? Because it's delicious. And you can put it, for example, on top of meat when you're grilling. For me, it's the best, the very best. So guys, these are my favorite techniques for preserving herbs. I hope I didn't forget anything. If you have any different ideas or a technique that you use, please leave it in the comments below because I'm super curious. And maybe we can make a part 2 of this video with all the wonderful ideas we collect together, okay? Thank you so much for being here all this time and listening to me talk about these herb preservation techniques. I hope you liked it and that it was useful to you and that you take home some useful tips today. information that can be helpful for all your preparations. I love you all so much. I'll see you right back here next weekend with another wonderful recipe. Bye for now, guys. See you all very soon.